I have prepared this deck to take you through the India digitization revolution which has taken place in last 1 decade. I had been part of this transformation. So let's take you through a small PPT which will help you understand how the layers of India digital infrastructure has been built in last 10 years. We should thanks to the Indian government for their continued support, for their continued participation, and also thanks to the entire telecommunication industry who has worked hard, including in the pandemics, to keep the lives continuing, to keep the study ongoing, to keep the health at the desired level. So let us thank everybody who has been part to this India digitization revolution. Taking you through the slides. So it's just what we did in last 10 years, how the layers of platforms were built, which has helped the financial inclusion, the digital identity, payments, benefits, and education. Also how the benefit of India digitization has been provided to the entire gamut of Indian citizens. Not only the Indian citizens, the entire enterprises, the entire corporates, the entire public companies, and also the world as a whole. And finally, to take up our GDP at a much elevated level. And that has helped India to be part of the top 5 economy in the world. I kept it the chronological order of the India digital transformation so that it can be easily understood by everyone. Starting from 2014. So we all know how the visionary Prime Minister of India has started the program called Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana. This was launched on 28th of August 2014. The objective behind the Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana was to give access to the financial services and the banking services to the entire nation. I mean, to include the in this participation, the Tier 1, Tier 2 cities, the rural economy could also participate and access to the financial services. The key features of this Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana means a person who is getting the account opened in a bank. The facilities which they were getting was zero balance bank account, a RuPay debit card, 2 lakh accidental insurance, 30,000 life insurance cover, as well as if you keep your account continued for 10,000 for 6 months, you will get an overdraft facility of rupees 10,000. So the first layer of digital infrastructure started in 2014 with the introduction of Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana. Moving towards 2015, the DigiLocker introduced. This was introduced to promote paperless governance. This was launched on 1st July 2015. The Ministry of Electronic and IT. It is they who has worked out the modus operandi of DigiLocker. It is a first cloud-based platform paperless to encourage paperless governance. The facility on the DigiLocker was each citizen get 1 GB free storage linked with Aadhaar. The digital documents such as PAN card, Aadhaar card, your marksheets, and other government issued documents was logged in the digital. It is just like a virtual wallet. So the main objective was to encourage the paperless economy, to reduce the cost in managing the people, and also to reduce the time in managing the people at different events, either at the railway platform, either at the airport, or at the government offices, so that authentication is done on a faster mode. The next layer was built in 2016, and that is called UPI, the Unified Payment Interface. This was built through an NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, and was launched on 11th of April 2016. Again, the objective of the UPI was to encourage the digital payment and reduce the cash economy. In the further slides, I will take you through the scale of transaction which is happening on UPI in India. 2017. The transformation in 2017. The next layer was 2017, the BharatNet Phase 2, rural broadband connectivity expansions. So the objective of Government of India was to give connectivity through broadband using the fiber to each and every Gram Panchayat. The objective behind this was again that they should also participate in the digital economy, because without their participation, the success of digital economy was almost impossible, because it is they who are the last mile connectivity. It is they who execute the last mile for the benefits of the rural economy, to help the government of India in distributing all the schemes, welfare schemes, to the rural economy, the citizens of India. So in 2017, the BharatNet project was introduced. The key contribution was the organization called BBNL, the Bharat Broadband Network Limited. But however, to expand it on a faster mode, government has also taken the model of PPP, public-private model, public-private partnership model, so that the expansion is done on a faster mode. Moving further, into 2018 was direct benefit transfer schemes. So this again, the next layer is, this is related to the earlier layer, the direct benefit transfer scheme. It is a further steps on Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana. DBT launched in January 2013 on pilot in 14 districts, and initially when we got the success, this was parallelly percolated to the entire country. The objective behind the DBT was to the reduction of leakages. Leakages here means the middlemen who were taking commissions to distribute the welfare schemes of the Indian economy. To reduce that leakages, also to save times, and also for more participation, the DBT was introduced in 2018. So this also includes the scale up of Ayushman Bharat, as well as national health coverage. In 2019, the account aggregator framework. The account aggregator framework was introduced by RBI. Secure and consent-based system. So this was again to obviously, when there is a digital, when you see the other side of the coin, whenever the digitization or digital economy comes, the fraud scams also start increasing in their volumes. So to stop that, lot of security related activities parallelly got started. In 2020, the COVID came as a pandemic. Thanks to the digital economy, the digitization, the digital infrastructure, the layers of digital infrastructure which was already laid down in India, which has helped to defend to maximum extent the pandemic like COVID. So the COVID and Diksha surge took place in 2020. Diksha, a digital infra for knowledge sharing by Ministry of Education. We all know that whatever books which is being produced by Indian state government, or which is being printed by Indian state government, contains on an average 20-25 QR codes, so that you can take reference of multiple other content in the same subject to enhance your knowledge. As on date, Diksha platform is being used by almost 35 crore students. See the scale on which we are doing the activity, on which we are doing the executions. In 2021, the e-Rupee, the Aadhaar, came into place. This is again the next layer of digitization, the digital infrastructure. Launched on 2nd of August 2021 by PM. Obviously, the NPCI was the organization which has worked on behind this, the National Payment Corporations of India. The e-Rupee was a digital voucher system that can be delivered to mobile phone or through a SMS or a QR code, prepaid and specific top-ups. Payment from issuer's bank. So this was again the objective of this was almost similar to the Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana. So whenever you need to pay a welfare schemes, the elimination of middleman, the elimination of leakage was the main objective of the government of India, so that the maximum amount is being given to the eligible candidates. That was the main objective of this. 2021, again a new digital layer was produced, ABHA, Ayushman Bharat Health Account. Launched on September 2021. Objective was unique digital health ID for every Indian citizens. Again, we all know the insurance sectors that are limited, or they are having their awareness or the offices only till the district headquarters or the main cities of the states. their reach to the rural economy is still very pathetic in India. To bridge that gap, the Aadhaar was placed by Government of India so that each and every citizen should have unique digital health ID. And the Aadhaar was 14-digit unique health ID number. As on date, 55 crores Aadhaar ID has already been created. So you don't only need to understand the layers of digital infrastructure which is being created by India, you also need to understand the scale at which these layers are being created. Is it possible for other countries to create such a huge layer in their country? Moving to the next slides. In 2021, again repeating the UPI. UPI was already started, but however the scale, the UPI the modifications in UPI was taking place. So UPI ONDC pilot, ONDC, Open Network for Digital Commerce, by Department of Promotion and Industry and Internal Trade. The ONDC was launched in April 2022. Objective was to democratize digital commerce, having open network for buyers and sellers. Now the UPI was not limited only for peer-to-peer. The UPI now got further enhanced, further moved into its new versions, and the payment was being made also from peer to businessman and vice versa. And also the UPI payment participated in the digital commerce, which is obviously which will help the further expansion of the digital commerce industry. In 2023, the DPDP Act was introduced. The nodal of the DPDP Act was Ministry of IT. Objective was India's first dedicated data privacy law aligning with global standards. So again reiterating that side by side, parallelly, governments also started giving security to all these digital players so that the confidence of the participation keeps continuing, and they all participate in the digital transformation. They all participates in using the digital products. In 2024, the UPI scale was immense. The UPI growth milestones. Monthly transaction exceeded 10 billion. UPI Lite and credit on UPI expanded. UPI Lite was also brought into place so that the small amount payments can be made instantly without even touching the backend servers, so that the congestion does not take place. So this was the new technology which was introduced through UPI Lite. Moving to towards the next slide. India Stack Digital Infrastructure Engine. So the layers of digital infrastructure was built in India. The presence-less layer enables identity verification without physical presence through Aadhaar, biometric, offline, eKYC, and the virtual ID. So by 2023-24 or by 2025, all these layers are almost built up and was being used at their maximum potential limits. So whenever you are supposed to get a identity of document verifications, that can be done very easily through all these digital layers. Linkage to government programs. Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana provides banking account forming. The financial base, direct benefit transfer ensure transparency, subsidy, delivery, as well as Diksha leverages this infrastructure for scalable education services. Now, during the period 2023, 24, 25, all these digital layers were getting used by all the Indian citizens, the end users. And obviously, it is that which gives the satisfaction to the people who have worked to build all this digital infrastructure, all these digital layers. The consent layers empower user to control and share their data securely through the account aggregator framework. So parallelly, government also started building the support function, the security function, so that the confidence of the end users keeps building on. Paperless layer, UPI movement of cash economy, movement from cash economy to cashless economy, paperless layer. eKYC movement of physical document to digital documents. E-signature, DigiLocker. The objective behind was just to reduce the paperless economy. So visualize that if you are reducing the paperless economy, you are also encouraging the nature from where the paper is being made, at least the tree cuttings. The materials which are used in producing the papers has got reduced, and hence your nature is booming. The cashless layer facilitate digital payments and banking access via UPI, BBPS, and FASTag for every financial transaction. Again, you know how the revolution of FASTag took place in India, and it's all and because of this revolution, the incremental investment and infrastructure is being taking place, because the investors are now confident that the revenue which will be getting generated through toll tax can be collected without any further leakage, because now this has got digitized. The transformation in India's digital access and usage 2014 versus 2024. You see the difference. In 2014, Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana was zero. In 2024, 56 crore people have got benefited through this Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana welfare schemes. Aadhaar adult coverage was only 65% in 2024, which is now 99%. Almost each and every individual who are eligible to have Aadhaar are having the Aadhaar cards. UPI monthly transactions in 2014, since it was not introduced, there was no such transactions. But however, in UPI monthly transaction has got increased to 18.5 billions in 2024. DBT annual amount only 0.8 lakh crores in 2024, which has got increased to 6.9 lakh crores in 2024. Digital locker registered users zero, since it was not introduced in 2014. But as and when the multiple layers of digital infrastructure keeps building, the digital lockers registered users is now almost 20 crores. Scaling Aadhaar coverage. Scaling Aadhaar coverage growth and authentication trends. Over 1.34 billion Aadhaar numbers issued by 2025, covering approximately 99% of the Indian headers. What else we require? It was this benefit which was expected from each and every citizens of India, and it was this benefit which was planned by the government of India. Monthly Aadhaar authentication surged to more than 1.5 billion by 2024. So just imagine, every month there is a authentication of almost 1.5 billion documents, facilitating service like eKYC, direct benefit transfer. Cumulative eKYC transactions have surpassed 100 billion in a year. See the scales. It is because of these scales the other developed countries, the other developing countries are doing research on the Indian digitizations, so that they copy this success in their countries and their citizens also get benefit from the digitizations. Moving to the next slide. Jan Dhan Yojana. This is just a statistics how the scale moved from 2015 to 2020 and the latest 2024-25. Total Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana account in 2015, it was only 11 crore, which has moved to 40 crores in 2020, and now it is 56 crore in 2025. Our government always used to say, if we want to be top 3 companies in GDPs, then the participation of women needs to be very active in all the activities. So in 2015, in the Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana, women contribution was only 35%, or women participation was only 35%, which has now increased to 56% in 2024-25. Similarly, the objective behind laying the digital infrastructure was to include the semi-urban, the Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4, as well as the rural cities at till Gram Panchayat to participate in each and every digital products, which is happening as of now. So all the multiple digital infrastructure, the digital layers which was built, was not for a particular community, not for a particular society, not for a particular location, but keeping in mind for the country as a whole. And to be present, this digital product needs to be present at each and every corners of the country. As on date, the rural and semi-urban shares in Jan Dhan Yojana is 66, almost 67%. Aadhaar seeding. 85% of the people across have already received the Aadhaar seeding. Total deposits in Jan Dhan Yojana account 2.68 lakh crores. As per the latest statistics, if compared with 2015, it was just 22,000 crores. Average balance in the accounts of all this 56 crore bank account has moved from rupees 800 to almost 4,700. So the Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana objective was not only to get the account opened, to transfer the welfare scheme money to each and every to the eligible citizens, but it was also to give access to the entire financial services to each and every citizens of India, and also to keep those access active throughout their life. UPI growth, monthly transaction volume and value trajectory. We have already seen that. UPI uses pattern, peer-to-peer, merchant payment and emerging features. So every day, government is coming up with new features in UPI. So as on date, even the light version features are there. Transaction volume of mix, P2P, peer-to-peer is basically the transfer of money from individual to individual and vice versa. P2M is transfer of money from person to merchant. So as on today, the contribution of person to merchant is 60% and person to person is 40%. Key features of this UPI is basically auto pay, mandates exceed 100 millions, UPI Lite support offline, and credit on UPI is enabled by 10 plus swing bank supporting credit transaction. Cross-border expansion. This is again the government is giving their best. The government is continuously tying up with the neighboring countries so that the UPI which is being used in India can be used in those countries also. It will be easy for any visitors, any travelers who are visiting in those cities where the UPI agreements has already been made with India. You don't need to have the local currency there. You can make the UPI payment using your own UPI transactions devices which is being used in India. Direct benefit transfer, annual fund disbursement and reach. These are the statistics and how people are taking benefits. So we all know the LPG subsidy which we are getting. Plus also there are multiple welfare schemes being run by the government of India and the state government of India, even at the Gram Panchayat levels, to provide scholarships to the students, to the eligible students. And government also ensures there is no middleman, there is no leakage of the fund which is already dedicated or which is already defined for the eligible candidates. So the direct benefit transfer takes place and contribute in all these schemes. The LPG, PDS, pensions, scholarships, cash subsidies, health, Manrega, all these amounts, all these welfare schemes amounts are being transferred using the direct benefit transfer digital infrastructure. Diksha education platform. Even during the pandemic, though the physical colleges, the schools, the physical movement of students, teachers was stopped, but education was not stopped. Why? Because the digital layers of infrastructure was already built there, the online classes was ongoing, and parallelly the Diksha platform was also working so that you don't require a physical book. You can go to the Diksha platform, you can use the contents which are available, and Diksha is having sufficient content, more than what you can visualize, more than what you desired. So you can check out the scales here. In 2019, the registered user was only 4 crore, 40 million. As on today, the 12 crores registered user on Diksha platforms are there. So you can view all this data. Teacher training courses completion 2019, it was only 2 million. Today it is almost 15 million. So this is the contribution of Diksha in the upliftment of all the students, in the upliftment of all the citizens of India who love education, who keeps their education ongoing. DigiLocker growth, user adoption and documents missing highlights. So again, the main objective of DigiLocker was to move from the digital, from the physical documents to the digital documents, to reduce the handling cost, to reduce the times. More than 6 billion documents issued by DigiLocker by 2024, and 20 crores people are using DigiLocker as of today. APS driving rural cash transaction growth. APS monthly transaction increase from few millions in 2016 to over 300 million per month by 2025. Cash in hand, cash in and cash out spikes. Significant rise during 2020-21 COVID-19 waves. Business correspondent and micro ATM network. Over 5 lakhs operational business correspondence points. Offering doorstep banking access services. Access nationwide. So the basic training was already given by the introduction of Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana. People came to know what is the importance of banking system, what is the importance of financial product, and further digital product like APS helped them to continue with those digital products, the digital layer of infrastructures. COVID enabling India's largest digital vaccination drive. So we all know there was zero physical movement, but there was 100% execution at the ground through digital network. That is the beauty of digitization. That is the beauty of the digital infrastructure which has been built by the India in last 1 decade. BharatNet initiative, connecting Gram Panchayats for digital inclusion. Basically, the technology used was the optical fiber deployment at Gram Panchayat levels through Wi-Fi rollout and private-public partnership revival effort. BBNL was the main organization who was initiating this, but however, for the faster rollout and the faster connectivity to this wide nation, the PPP model was also taken. In 2011 to 2019, phase 1 was deployment of BharatNet initiative. 1 lakh kilometer optical fiber to 1.15 lakhs Gram Panchayat was introduced. However, as on today, with all the efforts, the deployment of Wi-Fi hotspots through CSC and partners agencies to enhance last mile access, as well as by participation of the private organizations, the connectivity to almost 2.7 lakh Gram Panchayats has almost been completed. Security and privacy safeguard in India's digital ecosystem. So whenever each and every coin has two sides, so we need to check out the other sides also. So lot of activities is being done through DP Act 2023 and obviously being supported by NPCI, account aggregator, and for DigiLocker, so that the faith on digitizations keep continued by the citizen of India. There are a lot of security concerns, activities which is being governed by the government of India, so that less scams, less fraud takes place. Quantifying economic benefit, time and cost saving from DPI. Closing digital gaps, access, skills and trust challenges. Key barriers in India's digital adoption landscape. So whenever you do any activity, there are a lot of hurdles, but still we are human beings, and our main work is to being a human being, our main work is to come across and defend all these hurdles and move ahead. So one of the some of the key hurdles, but however, as of now, these are not hurdles. Initially, they were hurdles. Rural smartphone penetration. The rural smartphone penetration is still low. There is still almost 20 crores of the Indian people are using their feature phones. So that is one of the hurdles. But however, it is increasing gradually, and obviously, most of the digital products are now being enabled in feature phone as well. Women are 25% less likely than men to own a smartphone or use mobile internet. But again, this is improving. Limited content in local language restricts digital reach beyond Hindi and English speakers. So many of the content providers are already working on that, so that the vernacular language content and the requirement as per the desire of the local peoples are also given on each and every platforms. Increasing fraud, scams and manifestation. But government is working to keep them under control. Income disparities restrict affordable data access. Limiting, but however, as per telecommunication, the charges at each and every levels remain same. Even there are many telecom industries who are giving benefit to the peoples at the rural level. Low digital literacy, obviously government is working through various mediums to increase the digital literacy. Last mile connectivity, obviously it was a hurdle initially, but however, through BharatNet initiative and through the contribution of the telecom organizations, this is also being reduced. Global integration of Indian digital payments system and public infrastructure. So again, I'm repeating, the scale on which the digital infrastructure is built in India and the lesser time on which this huge digital infrastructure is built in India is being viewed, researched by many of the scholars, so that they copy and spread this benefit to the other countries of the world. Strategic priorities for India's digital landscape 2025 to 2030. How we had come ahead in last 10 years, how we will go in the next 5 years. So that is the main strategy which has already been prepared by the government of India, and the execution, the implementation are already being taking place. So major focus is on connectivity, security, commerce, privacy, accessibility, and inclusive impact. The entire organizations, including government as well as private, till last connectivity, last mile reach of the offices like Gram Panchayat, the block offices, they are also working for the next 5-year plans on these documents. India's decade of digital transformation impact. India's digital public infrastructure features scalable, interoperable architecture for wide accessibility. Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana opened 56 crores account, so I don't need to repeat this data again and again. By now, you can understand on what scales the digital infrastructure is built in India, and on what scale the end users are using and taking advantage from this digital infrastructure. Thank you, everybody. I urge to each and every citizens of India to participate in the digital infrastructure, and let us work for the next 5-year plan which has already been prepared by the government, and help the government to take this digital infrastructure to the next level. Thank you.